Good morning, Atlantis, and a special good morning to you today, Megan.
Good morning, Houston, and thanks for that song. Thanks to my husband, Bob, and I'd also like to say good morning to all the curious monkeys in my family, Sophie, Vincent, Sedona, and Paulo. Remember, guys, there's no stopping curiosity.
And we agree with you, Megan.
And so begins Flight Day 3 for the crew of Atlantis as the shuttle heads toward its date in the sky with the Hubble Space Telescope. The wake-up call this morning was Upside Down, performed by Jack Johnson. It was played for Megan McArthur, who is now just a few hours from reaching out and grabbing Hubble with the shuttle's robotic arm and beginning in earnest the tune-up of the telescope that has been planned for so long.
The twin orbital maneuvering system engines on the tail of Atlantis firing, supporting the altitude increase to support the rendezvous with the Hubble Space Telescope. The glow in the center is the vertical tail of Atlantis, the twin orbital maneuvering system engines, the OMS engines providing 6,000 pounds of thrust each. The burn underway, 3-minute, 17-second burn.
Atlantis, Houston, good burn, no trim required.
Copy, Houston, we concur, thanks. Houston, Atlantis for Star Tracker.
Scooter, go ahead for Star Tracker.
Yeah, Houston, Atlantis can report that the Star Tracker is not the only thing that can see a star on our horizon. Looking out the COAS, we see that star approaching from the east.
Hey, that's terrific news. I guess the last time we've seen Hubble up close was March of '02, so that's great to hear. Thank you.
We hope to get a lot closer, so we'll continue.
Good call.
From Houston, Atlantis, 200 feet.
And Houston copies, thanks.
From 200 feet, the Hubble Space Telescope, first time it's been seen since March 2002, the most recent servicing mission. Atlantis essentially station keeping while the final command sequence being completed before moving in for the final approach to grapple. This view of the minus V3 side of the telescope, the first spacewalk of the 5 planned during the mission, will essentially focus on that little area, the white strip that is the location of the Wide Field and Planetary Camera 2. The first task of the first spacewalk will be to swap that camera with a new improved Wide Field Camera 3. The Hubble Space Telescope delivered to space back in April of 1990. It celebrated its 19th birthday just about 2 weeks ago. The telescope is 43.5 feet long and has a 10-foot diameter of the forward light shield area of the telescope. It also, the 14-foot diameter is the equipment section and the aft shroud area of the telescope. Hubble has a mass in space of 24,500 pounds. There are 3 brackets on the bottom of the telescope that essentially will link up with the berthing latches on the flight support system. There are 3 of those latches that will lock the telescope in place on the flight support system. for the duration of its servicing tasks while aboard Atlantis. Shuttle's robotic arm is in position and awaiting the commanding from Megan McArthur, as she will be in charge of the shuttle's remote manipulator system for the grapple of the telescope.
Okay, that's okay. It's maybe drifting slightly left. Closure?
We're stalling minus 0.05 at 151 feet.
Okay, I just don't want to see the numbers get bigger.
Okay, we're opening now, 155.
Okay.
I'm going to try to shoot one off the bottom just to see if it'll
Okay,
take.
I see you set up with body vector 5,
how many
pitch
angles
of
off do you think
270,
we are?
yaw 0, omicron 0. And I agree with that for a plus body yaw.
What's that?
I agree with you for a plus body yaw. Those are good entries.
Okay.
What's what happened to my rendezvous car?
Yeah.
Okay, we're switching the bottom.
Okay, so the range jumped, but that's because I went to the bottom. It should have jumped about...
We're about 135 to the 40 to the bottom.
Okay, let me look at the monitor. Okay, that's not too bad.
I can't.
Can you do a subtended or no?
Say again, Meg?
No, I'm good. You want to subtended off the bottom?
Just your brains,
That's all blown up. Wait, are your numbers getting smaller or bigger?
Smaller. Good program.
Well, we just jumped a screw. You're
Yeah,
still holding.
I just mean between the two numbers.
6.9, Drew.
Like a foot at a time, nothing big.
Okay.
Still getting small.
Good job.
That one stayed the same.
150 still, Megan?
It's a good question. We're shooting the bottom. We're about 123 feet now. Off the bottom.
135.
135, sorry. You're reading...
I'm reading the wall.
You're reading DT? Okay.
Off the bottom of the telescope, right?
132 off the bottom.
Yeah, we're going to have to shut off the floodlights, I think. Maybe moving a little bit right, Megan.
Breaker, we copy 130 feet.
Okay, it's not seeing it there yet.
So shut off the IMAX floods?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to reflect off the lights too much, maybe.
So, looking good. You call about the contact, what did you say? I assume the
130 feet, Scooter.
Okay, reconfiguring glasses.
Did you want to open back to 150 to do this
No,
maneuver?
I want to have opening
We
though.
got negative 0.06.
So we're going to wait for inertial.
Okay.
Long pull.
We're not opening yet.
12 degrees. How about 3 minutes, screw for inertial?
350 miles above the Indian Ocean, Atlantis with the robotic arm in view, closing in on the Hubble Space Telescope, directly underneath the telescope now that the two vehicles are in the proper position for grapple. Inside 100 feet to Hubble.
And Houston, Atlantis, we have the telescope in the RMS end effector.
Reggie, we copy, and we're pulling down KU right now, and we see that. Thank you.
The bottom of Hubble coming into view through the remote manipulator system's end effector camera. This same view seen through one of the closed circuit televisions up on the flight deck of Atlantis. Commander Scott Altman carefully positioning Atlantis within 35 feet or so of the telescope, and at that point Megan McArthur will maneuver the robotic arm over the grapple pin to secure Hubble to the shuttle's robotic arm. The equipment section coming into view with the aft shroud of the telescope. Behind those doors are the rate sensor units, essentially the gyroscopes that control the telescope's